Okay, today we finished up the part I've been working on. I'll show you the machining footage here in just a little bit for those that like that. And just a real simple operation. Basically, we had already milled the interior, and I've got all this fitted, got the program done, and this side was just simple facing operation, just to clean up. Just kind of show you. This is a prototype. A couple things I need to do. I didn't have the engraving that I wanted to. My URL down here didn't really show up, although you can kind of still read it. But this looked great, just using a 90-degree carbide drill. But this is the enclosure, and I'm going to grab the box real quick and kind of show you how it looks in the end. There's an identical piece that looks just like this that I'll machine next, and the only difference is it's going to have holes instead of threads, and they'll have a little countersink, and basically this will sandwich the board inside of here. Okay, so we've got the part here and the boards here, and basically that pretty much just pops right in there. Really good fit and finish, really good good enclosure. This is going to be really beefy. I'm going to go ahead and clean this up real quick, and I'm going to put some screws through just to check and to make sure I didn't mess up any of the taps. But just looking at them, they look really great. And these are these thread formed taps using a Balex thread former, and they look amazing, and they work really well too. Okay, I've kind of got it test fitted here. You can kind of get the idea. Basically, there'll be two halves that look very similar to this that'll encapsulate this. The upper half will have a slightly larger channel here, and it'll actually be cut just a bit deeper to get this. This is a CAN bus connection, and it basically rides all the way across the board. And there'll be clearance for that, and basically it'll enclose everything. And the board will basically sit directly in the middle of the seam, and the other half will actually press down on the board and capture it. But really strong enclosure. That's not going to give or break, especially when you get the other half attached to it. It should be really reliable. This is pretty much what I've done with most of these style boards, and I just kind of wanted to go through and show kind of how I do the prototypes. Typically, if I make a lot of these, you end up doing fixtures, and fixtures are really easy on these because you end up with a bunch of threaded holes, and you can make a lot of them at one time. Anyway, I hope you like the videos. Just to kind of give you a close-up shot, and I'll try to post a couple of photos up on Patreon of close-up shots of like clearances and things like that. I did have to extend the clearance up past the board on both the on both ends, and mainly that's just because that 1/16 tool, it can't get exactly where the corner. And these boards are milled. And they're subtracting material, so they're dead square, and there's no real way to get a dead square. One thing I could have done, I could have drilled a hole or pushed the end mill up into the pocket, but what I ended up doing was just making a little bit extra clearance to push it a little bit past to get the radius that I needed there, and that worked out really well. everybody's support. I've got a couple of videos coming up, some machine maintenance that I'm going to do. I'm waiting on some parts. But all in all, you know, VMC in the home shop, it works great. Thanks. I'll see you on the next one.